Hello, you are welcome back. Like I told you before the break, that we'll be discussing the perimeter of a circle, which will bring us to the end of this topic called perimeter. So perimeter of a circle, you have circle, perimeter of a circle. So when we talk about perimeter of a circle, we are talking about the circumference. What is circumference? What is actually circumference? It is the distance around the circle. The distance around the circle or around the circle. Okay, distance around the circle. Then perimeter is also the same thing, the distance around the shape. So we are actually talking about the same thing. So when we talk about perimeter of a circle, we are indirectly talking about the perimeter of the circle, circumference of a circle. We talk about the perimeter of a circle. So we will solve, or before we solve, let's show you. This is a circle. My own may be that bad. Here is a center. If you locate your center, any distance from the center to any part of the circumference is called radius. Here, from this point 0, from this point we call center, that's this place. From here to here is called radius. And from here to here also is called radius. Any distance from the center to any part of the circumference is called radius. But any distance that crosses, or any line that crosses the center to the other parts is called the diameter. The diameter divides the circle into two. The diameter divides the circle into two equal parts. Diameter, please take it to, please. Diameter divide the circle into two equal parts. But radius is the distance, is half of a diameter. Okay, radius is half of a diameter. So since we have, let's say, this is radius. If you join this one now from this to this point, you have made a diameter. This is also R. So 2R is equal to the diameter. That's 2 radius. If you say R plus R, or radius plus radius, will give us diameter. You understand? Radius plus radius will give us the diameter. So 2 radius will give you a diameter. And if you want to get your radius and you are given a diameter, what you will do is to divide the diameter with 2. That's all. Let's say we are looking for this now. What we will do is 2 divided by this is equal to D divided by 2. If you have this, then what you will do next is that your R is equal to D over 2. Your R is equal to D over 2. So we'll be solving some questions, 1 or 2, for us to get this thing cleared in our minds. It's not difficult. Before we continue with the example. Let me show you the formula of for perimeter or circumference of a circle. Why I'm calling it perimeter or circumference, so that wherever you see the question, if they are asking you to find the circumference of a circle, is the same thing as perimeter. And whenever they say perimeter, is the same thing as circumference. So the formula is circumference equal to 2 pi r. Some people will tell you that C is equal to pi d. This is the diameter, but let us solve with this. This is the generally known perimeter or circumference of a circle. So take this question, let's solve together. Take the question, let's solve together. Calculate the perimeter. In this case, they are saying perimeter. Calculate the perimeter of a circle if its diameter is 14 cm. If its diameter is 14 cm, and I told you, okay, let me go through the question again. Calculate the perimeter of a circle if its diameter is 14 cm. So what we will do now is to solve. I told you that 2r is equal to diameter. 2r is equal to diameter. In this case, we are not going to solve with d. We are not going to solve with d. We are solving with r. So we have 2r equal to 14 cm. So for us to know the value of r, you divide both sides. You divide this side and this side by 2. When you divide it by 2, this place over 2 over 2. So we have our r to be equal to 7 cm. This is the radius. The r is called the radius. That's the half of the diameter. So we continue with our solving. I told you that the perimeter of a circle is equal to 2 pi r. Now, what is our pi? Our pi is 22 over 7. Pi is equal to 22 over 7. That is the value of pi anywhere. So you put in the value of r, which is 7. You have the perimeter. Let me represent it by p, equal 2 now. 2 times 22 over 7, 22 over 7 times the value of r, which is 7 over 1. Now, in this case now, what you will do is to cancel, if there is anything to cancel, but in this case there is something to cancel. So what you will do is cancel the denominator, which is this, 7 and 7. We'll be left with, let me draw a line. We'll be left with 22 times 22. 2 times 22 is 44. So our perimeter will give us 44 cm. 44 cm. So at this point, we are done solving the perimeter of a circle, or the circumference of this circle here. So we were not asked to draw. the circle, but at this point we are done with the calculation. So we will solve the second example, then we'll call it a day. The question said, calculate the perimeter of a circle if its radius is 14 cm. Please know the difference now. The first one said the diameter is 14 cm, while this second one now is telling you that the radius is 14 cm. Calculate the perimeter of a circle if its radius is 14 cm. So look at this. Let me draw this one. Sorry. If we are given this, so I said the radius center, the radius is 14 cm. So if the radius is 14 cm, that means what we'll be having is perimeter equal 2 pi r. I told you earlier that the value of pi is 22/7. So you have P equal 2 times 22/7 times 14/1. So the next thing we do is you cancel. This will cancel itself 1, this 2. So what will be left for us is 2 times 22 times 2. So we have 2 times 22 times 2. 2 times 22 times 2 will give us, 2 times 22 will give us 44. 44 times 2 will give us 88. So you have 88 cm. We are done with perimeter of a circle. So what you will do for me is go to exercise 17.3. 17.3. Do number 2 or solve number 2. Solve number 2 using 22/7. Solve number 2 using 22/7. Forget about what they gave you. They gave you 3.142. Solve with 22/7. It's the same thing. So see you on the day of submission of that assignment, or from your parents. Just give it to your parents so that they can submit or mark, then return back to you, do the necessary corrections. So I said number 2 ABC. Number 2 ABC. Thank you and God bless. Please stay safe.